I got stuff for you.
Holy moly. I need to get some snakes and release them around my house.
But they love eating people. They love eating kids.
These guys are the scientists of the supernatural, lecturers leaving lessons for inquiring laymen. They are applying the scientific method to a world that baffles science. They are the cryptids of the corn.
Every day that you open your mouth,
I know, right?
I'm more convinced that you're abducted by aliens.
No.
And it just stood up. I mean, it just like kept going and going. And she goes, what the?
These are idiots.
I was laughing reading this because I already knew how you would feel.
Idiot. What part of the story fits your balloon?
Well,
This isn't a UFO. But who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Batman.
Well, Mothman.
Oh yeah, Mothman.
Well, everyone, I think we know exactly what it is. So say it all with me. It was the sandhill crane.
Would you try it?
No.
You wouldn't eat it?
No.
Why?
Because they're probably toxic. There'd be a lot of poop in my pants. I've seen a 6-foot alligator go swinging through the air and slam into a tree.
Welcome back to Cryptids of the Corn podcast. Say your
I thought you were going to do it because
name. You always go first.
I always speak first.
Well,
and
yeah.
You took that from me.
Well, it was...
So you say your name first.
That's out of order. It's just wrong.
Go ahead.
I'm Mr. E.
And I'm J Clone 57.
Sound different. All right. So
Sound
today
fatter.
we're huh?
Sound fatter.
Me? Wait, what? Now I'm confused.
Good.
All right. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Wednesday.
Gosh. We're thinking about doing away with Wednesday episodes in season 9, so we'll see.
You think so?
We've talked about it. We talk about it every season, and then,
Yeah.
they stay.
Well, I think we could shift our attention onto other things. You got any suggestions at home? Any other thoughts or
Creepypastas.
ideas?
Read a bunch of creepypastas.
Something. I don't know.
We're going to talk today, though, about Con Rit. Now, I'm 99% sure it's pronounced Con Rit
But-
because it's Vietnamese.
But go ahead and spell it.
It's R-I with the weird apostrophe.
Wait. Not R.
No, the rot part. Con
Okay.
is C-O-N.
Yeah, okay, there you go. C-O-N. Don't confuse. You'll
And
confuse
then
them.
R, and then the I with the weird little dash, and then the T.
Okay.
So I think it's because it's Vietnamese. I think it's rot, like rot, or R-O-T here.
Right.
But yeah, you ever heard of this thing?
I have not. The Con Rit.
Translates roughly to Great Sea Centipede.
Ooh, okay, that sounds terrible.
It's a unique marine animal, generally viewed as quite large, 30 to 60 feet in length, with a relatively thin body. Its body has appeared to be segmented.
Okay.
Like think of a worm or a centipede or a millipede.
Centipede's what I picked in my head.
Displaying lateral projections that look like plates or fins. So at every meeting, there is a fin or a plate that comes out of the body section on each side.
Okay. Like a centipede, kind of.
Look up Anomalocaris.
A what?
Anomalocaris.
Anomalo?
Mhm.
Caris.
You'll see it. It looks like a shrimp.
Oh gosh, I don't know how to.
That stick out from each side of it. The animal routinely sports what appears to be water vapor from the hairy noses or mouth area. So it looks like it has a bunch of hair on its face.
Okay.
And when it comes to the surface, it goes pff, like dolphins or sea lions or anything like that, or manatees. What?
Anomalocaris. It's all one word.
Anomalocaris, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
One of Earth's first predators. We'll talk about that later. Hold on to that.
Okay.
Its visible breath is one of its diagnostic I can't talk this week. Its visible breath is one of its diagnostic features of the kind of sea serpent it is. Zoologist Bernard Heuvelmans called this type of, basically, if you look in the book, and I've said this book a lot, The Field Guide to Lake Monsters, Sea Serpents, and Other Mysterious Denizens of the Deep.
Oh yeah.
The book's sitting right behind me. That's
Yep.
where all this comes from. It's under the many-finned category.
Okay.
Con Rit's not the only many-finned thing, but it's like the poster child for that category.
Gotcha. Okay.
it's noted that many lateral fins and segment, jointed armor, and body dermal plaques. So where you look at like modern centipedes and modern millipedes don't have it. But if you look at stuff like Arthropleura, the dermal plaques are the things that hang off the body. So the extra armor that comes off.
Okay.
Where centipedes don't have it because they traded that for speed on land. They have a bunch of flesh in between their plates and where their legs come out. So they're much more flexible and they're fast. Millipedes have it a little bit, but it goes either straight down or even curled in now. So when they roll up, it locks onto the back of them.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
They make it a harder ball. While Arthropleura was not a millipede or a centipede, it's the ancestor regrouped to both. So Bernard Heuvelmans called the many fin types, lateral fins and segmented jointed army, bony dermal plates, were common among Arctic whales, ancient whales. Basically this look. The multiple fin structures have been reported in a variety of configurations. Heuvelmans pointed out that the rigid nature of the animal's body causes the fins to be seeming from different angles as the animal turns radically.
Okay.
So the armor plates are causing the armor plates themselves are pretty rigid. So all these people are describing the animal looking different with these plates.
When they see it, yeah.
But Bernard Heuvelmans thinks it was because of the way that the ridge and it would turn, that you were getting different angles
and seeing
of a very hard-bodied animal.
Seeing different shapes out of it, yeah.
Because of the animal's movement, therefore, these triangular fins can give the appearance of massive, jagged crest, where as if the cryptid is swimming on its side. So if it's coming up and you see it looks like many dorsal fins.
Yes.
It's actually the dermal plates
on the side of it.
On the side of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
A lot of people have renamed Heuvelmans' many fin serpent to great sea centipedes.
I mean, it's kind of what they kind of fit that description or the body type.
Range. Heuvelmans' research said this type is almost only found in the belt of the tropics and subtropical waters around the world, where some of the world's warmest waters are. You don't see them outside of that.
Okay.
So this would point away from a large cetacean.
Okay.
So we've talked about whales a lot on this show. Most extremely large whales don't like the tropical sea.
Okay.
It's too hot. They'll cross it and stuff like that, depending on the species. Like, there's northern right whales and southern right whales that don't make the cross anymore. They're separate species now because the central line of the equator is just too hot for them.
They don't like it at all.
Yeah. It makes a lot of whales sick. That's where ambergris comes from, is whale vomit.
Okay.
So that transfer literally upsets their stomach and they'll regurgitate like food matter.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah. So I like pointing that out when you start talking about a really large animal and people start pointing out whales. It's not an area, whales are there. It's not an area whales like to hang out. Most species of whale, humpbacks, there's a lot of humpbacks in this area. But yeah, a close study of the distribution of sightings of this creature appears to demonstrate a really restricted range for the tropical marine species. From Asia to Arabia, at 15 degrees north to 15 degrees south near Madagascar, with only a few reports coming out of this normal range.
Okay.
So the group of sightings is very, very specific. They even have lateral lines to determine where it happens, which is very common for other species. So this is where you start seeing some of Heuvelmans' zoology
take place. Yeah.
And this is kind of what we talk about with if you just get rid of the word Bigfoot and look at it as large mammal, get rid of whatever.
Get rid of the crypto part of it. Yeah.
But yeah, a specific well-documented population, though, has historically been reported in the South China Sea off of Old Inkyo, China, east of the Gulf of Eden. Reports of Madagascar to the south and sightings in the Mediterranean Sea reinforce the reconstruction of this type of world's warmer marine environments. So they even got it nailed down to little cluster spots where they're seen a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, I wish Heuvelmans was still alive.
That would be nice. That would be a good interview.
The first modern discussion of these animals took place in the 6th century work, Le Nost History Entire de Pazos, by the father of ichthyology, Guillaume Rabelais. I don't know.
Oh, you're going to get torched for that.
I don't care. I'm so sick.
I'm just messing with you.
What he called a cetacean centipede.
Okay. So some kind of, I don't know.
which is a whale that had a multitude of feet or oars.
I'll just say a dolphin centipede thing. I don't know.
Because cetaceans, which were frequently seen in the Indies, stated Rabutula. I don't know how to say his name. Rabutula.
Okay.
Rondeluta was first described in his Nature of Animals in 200 AD.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's his book.
Pretty old.
As a great sea serpent. So he was seeing something with the whales that he was calling a great sea centipede, or not great sea serpent, great sea centipede. The witness described it as a lobster-like tail and hairs for its large nostrils, which sounds like Trunco.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Though the legacy of the great sea centipede is centered around the South China Sea, sightings in other parts of the world give hints to earlier, more widespread distributions of this type of monster. One detailed record of the sighting noted by Illustration London News. It came from a letter from Edmund J. Wheeler, who quoted in a logbook of his company's ship, which was named the Princess, recently returning from China. He was going south around Africa, latitude 34 degrees, 56 degrees south, longitude 18 degrees, 14 degrees east. Captain Thermine saw an extremely large fish that had the head of a walrus, 12 fins, 6 on each side, and a great tail, and some 20 or 30 feet in length. So, real bristly nose.
Yeah.
Bunch of fins, and then a big wide tail. It was sporting something from its mouth. So not only did it have these bristles on its face, it had something hanging down from its mouth.
Okay.
So you get some Trunco vibes, that little trunk that Trunco had.
Like a pinniped.
Also, you get some Anomalocaris vibes. Because if you look at the feeding apparatus, they had a bunch of, like, not hair, but basically spines on it. And then there were some cousins of Anomalocaris that were giant filter feeders of their day. They had giant piles of these things on their faces that they would run through the water.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, they've been extinct for a really, really long time, but we'll come back to them.
Anomalocaris?
Yeah, their whole lineage is supposedly gone.
Supposedly.
The older I get, the more I start believing in, like, time slips and how time's an illusion and nonlinear. And
coelacanths.
Yeah, so and I agree. Coelacanths disappeared from the fossil record for 67 million years and bounced back off the coast of Madagascar, where this guy's seen.
Oh.
No, it just was.
I mean, it's a quinkydink, right?
Yeah. The Princess crew fired on it and felt that they had hit it in the head.
Nice.
This all took place at 1 p.m. on July 8th of 1856. Commander Hugh L. Pearson, captain of the Royal Yacht, and Lieutenant W.P. Haynes, both on the HMS Osborne, cited that in the original report to the Admiralty that they had seen a sea monster, but not like the sea serpents that they see off of Cote Veneto. So this is also cool to see that they see sea serpents kind of
regularly, I guess. Enough to where it's not like a wild thing to see. But
they're like, it's not the normal sea serpent we've seen.
Yeah.
Near the northern coast of Sicily. This is in the Mediterranean. On May 2nd of 1877, remarkably, it displayed long rows of fins over 30 feet long, which appear to have been sticking out of the side of the animal, rather than on its back. The sea serpent are sometimes described as, so he's talking about the sea serpents have multiple humps on their back.
Yeah.
So at first they're like, oh, that's what it is. They're like, no, it's a side that we're seeing. This certainly appears to be the case because the gentleman grew closer to the creature. It showed its head was smoothness down its back like that of a seal and front large flippers. So its first pair were extra large.
Yeah.
The next year, another sighting followed in which a witness told the investigators that they saw what it looked exactly like it had been seen on the Osborne. In December of 1878, an Englishwoman named Mrs. Turner was aboard of the P&O liner, anchored off of the Suez, or Alden, which is the Gulf of Alden, when she saw a creature. She related her experience to Robert P. George, who subsequently wrote a letter to a biologist, Antoon. I'm not even trying to pronounce his last name. Of what she had saw, It was a mere 150 feet away, was a strange animal, was motionlessly laying on the surface. Greg replied that she saw both its head and 7 or 8 sets of fins on its back, all at the same time in a line. She cannot remember exactly how many dorsal fins there were, but they were large, slightly curved back, and none of them were the exact same size. The head looked 4 to 6 feet in diameter, with a large, like a large tree trunk. The color was nearly black like a whale. The whole length appeared considerable, perhaps as long as an ordinary tree, or even moderate ship-sized. Both sightings of these great sea centipedes are tied to Indochina. The excellent records of French keeping sightings in the 1890s throughout the 1900s, as French and other ships were open to markets off of the South China Sea. They were starting to see them.
Okay.
Basically, there were good sightings of these creatures. I'll give you the years: 1893, 1896, 1898, 1902, 1903, 1904, and 1908.
And we're just assuming they're all seeing the same type of creature.
These are specifically roughly this type of thing.
Yeah. And, we covered everything from sea serpents to eels to sea snakes to creatures that were as big as like what was that one, what was it seen off the cruise boat or cruise liner?
Yeah, Carnival Cruise Monster.
With a huge, weird, kind of head like this thing, kind of, but...
A Carnival Cruise Monster looked like a big Liopleurodon or Mosa.
Like okay.
Plesiosaur, sorry.
What's the one that had like the big, it was like a big mix between like an alligator head and like some, like maybe a dog head or a seal head?
Maybe that was it.
Was that it, the same one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just the massive head with a big, massive body behind it, but... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then the one where they shot would they blow that one thing out of the water? Was that one of the giant alligators?
Yes, that was the U-boat monster.
Okay.
Because the U-boat sunk, because U-boats at the time, when they would sink,
Mm-hmm.
when water would hit the boiler, they'd explode.
Gotcha, okay. So yeah, they launched that thing out of the water. I mean, throughout history, I guess less and less today, there's not as many sea monsters sighted, but I mean, there were so many.
There's also less whales sighted.
Yeah, 100%, exactly. The beak whales you never see one ever again. I mean, we won't, unless we're extremely fortunate.
I'm going to tell you, if you see a beaked whale, you're probably dying in the next 20 minutes.
Fair.
You should not be near a beaked whale.
I mean, that one video, it came up to the surface. That was nuts.
It's like an omen of death.
Well, it's something.
Like seeing the Grim Reaper wave at you across the street. Like,
but he looks so happy.
See you in 25 minutes.
Yeah. But I mean,
a bottlenose beaked whale is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the bottlenose beak was Gerald. But yeah, like that. All those sightings of those, creatures from the past. We've seen them so much in the past that they were on the old maps. Just very, I don't want to say just very common, but yeah, not so much today. But I wonder if this falls into any of those categories that they'd even seen back then, or if they were more common then. But they definitely seem less common now. Whatever these things are, I don't know. It just makes me curious.
I think all sea monsters are on the downslope because all sea life is on the downslope.
Well, that's true too. Yeah. So the monsters are too. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. Sounds like it would be a good thing, but it's not.
No, I mean...
Less monsters in the water?
Yeah.
It's not.
Good. So let's talk about some options for this creature.
Okay.
So dermal plating, so plates in the skin.
Yeah.
It's not new to nature. Specifically to fish.
Right.
Can you think of any fish that have dermal plating?
The gar, alligator gar.
Good job.
Is that one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's. I mean, aren't scales just a form of?
So specifically, no. Yes.
Okay.
Now it depends. Like once again, that's cutting.
Right.
How far you want to go. Dermal plating is mostly bone.
Okay.
We're talking about this.
Different. Right.
So like a sturgeon.
There you go. That's a good one.
They have dermal plating. Teleoceai, which is the seahorses.
Oh, that was my second guess.
Like, have you ever felt a seahorse?
Oh, no.
They're really hard and spiny.
Huh.
Because they have a lot of like bone plating in their skin. They'll hold their shape. They're very rigid.
Yeah.
Very rigid animals. So yeah. And then the biggest group, there was one group of fish that is called the plated fish that no longer quote unquote exist.
Okay.
The placoderms,
Oh, okay.
like Dunkleosteus,
Hmm.
well, now they just shrunk it, in size estimates. But the giant head that was just a guillotine, like
Okay.
its whole head was armor plates, and just there was a bunch of armored fish from herbivores to carnivores and stuff like that, where they had these dermal ridges, they had crazy armor platings. There were several that actually had like spinal dermal ridges off their sides.
What are these called?
Placidons,
Placodons. Okay.
which do Placidomeria is that the family group.
Placodontia.
Just look up Dunkleosteus.
Oh, I found them.
Placoderms
Placodontia.
is the scientific name, but they're placoderms is their family group.
Okay.
But yeah, so placoderms. Some people suggest this is a surviving placoderm. The only thing that would be older than a placoderm would be like an Anomalocaris,
Okay. I don't know what that is.
which is, you looked one up a second ago.
Oh, that thing. Sorry. Yeah. The word I was just. Let me hit back on my Google search, and there it is.
So people suggest this is some kind of ancient placoderm. It could be harmless. It could be a carnivore. There were some large ones. They got large. Most of them, why we think they went extinct, is modern fish outcompeted them.
Okay.
That they were so heavy.
Yeah.
They were so slow, and they would move their mass, like their heavy bodies through the water.
Yeah.
That took so much more energy.
Oh, yeah, and too, like with natural disasters and stuff, with the ocean, I would imagine could change, pretty drastically with some of the stuff that happened in our past, like geological events.
And a lot of the big placoderms were shelled, like why they had such oversized heads and crunching was for heavily shelled or armored animals.
Okay.
So if the little armored animals started going extinct, the stuff they could catch,
Yeah.
and they were replaced with fish that move really quick.
And they can't, hard to catch.
That's what they think also why like saber-toothed tigers and went extinct, because they killed, like when all the megafauna went extinct, the big stuff they were made to hunt.
Yeah.
They couldn't catch deer. They couldn't catch, little pigs
Right. Yeah.
because they're just so much faster than them.
Yeah.
So that's the first one people like to throw out for this.
Okay.
What do you think of placoderms?
I mean, they were interesting. I'm more the Anomalocaris though was. I'd rather believe that. That seems more fitting, even though it's old. But if you guys don't know what that is, please look up a picture of them. They look. I don't even know how to describe it. Like if a shrimp had. Shrimp's not even like the best one, but it's close.
No, they are not even close related to shrimp.
No, they look. They just if a shrimp. I was just saying.
So it's like the Cambrian explosion.
Yeah, it looks like them, like everything from the Cambrian explosion. Yeah.
Well, they're from the Cambrian.
Okay, that just makes
They're
sense.
the kings.
Let's say it
So
looks like
they're often titled as Anomalocaris specifically is Earth's first apex predator.
okay. It looks like the
They were
Poster
only like
child for-
3 or 4 feet long,
yeah.
but when everything else is the size of your hand,
Yeah, that's
they
pretty
were,
big.
They were
That's-
because they had a cousin too that was a filter feeder that was like 9 or 10 feet long,
dang.
which we think was at that time in Earth's history, was the biggest thing.
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
It was the whales because they had filter feeding apparatuses.
The whale of then.
Mm-hmm. And
That's-
then Devonian after that
Okay.
is when fish ruled the planet.
Ah.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Like some people even say seahorses, that this could be a giant seahorse. That the odd the odd plates,
What was that one seahorse we covered on Freaky Fauna Friday?
leafy sea dragons.
Yeah, leafy sea dragon. So what's a big version of that?
I mean, it would look like a big pile of kelp. I don't know if you'd see a lot. Seahorses evolutionary are like closely related to like pipefish and those kind of things,
Yeah.
which they don't move very fast either.
No, they don't.
So none of that's it. It's not a great one for me.
What if it's some kind of convergent thing though? It's
Hold
in
on
this-
to that.
Okay.
I have a little thing about convergent evolution.
In the seahorse family. Maybe.
I mean, it could be. I just, to me, there's other candidate families that are better, like sturgeon,
More suited.
like giant sturgeon,
Okay.
giant fish that already have giant plates in their skin that can, depending on the species, be pointed out.
Okay.
And they're ocean going, and they're shy, and they get 25 feet long.
But
And you don't see them very often.
You think the plates would be that big that mistaken for fins?
It depends. So you're thinking like white sturgeon today is some of the big modern giants.
Yeah.
No, because they start to wear down and get engulfed in skin and stuff like that.
Okay.
There are, I'm trying to remember what it is, like pleated sturgeons, which are not an ocean goer, but they are their plates are very spiny.
Okay. Very
So
pronounced.
yeah, and there's a lot of oceanic sturgeon and like the Chinese paddlefish we've talked about before
Huh?
that have gone extinct relatively recently, are so endangered, like green sturgeon and Atlantic sturgeon, that there could be a hidden species out there. And there's a lot of tropical sturgeon species.
Right. I mean, and it's the ocean we're talking about.
So we're just seeing those every once in a while. Which there are some that have that. I don't know. That's just one thought. Another one that's put out there is armored catfish. This is a gigantic armored catfish. So out of the top 7 or 8 freshwater giant species of fish,
Yeah.
catfish holds 5 of those places.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they turn into massive Volkswagens.
Mm-hmm. And there's armored catfish. There's a thing called a ripsaw catfish that has giant bladed chunks of body armor that come off it and look like fins running down its side. If you grab it, it will shred you.
Nice.
That's why they call it a ripsaw. And they get pretty big. They get like 4 or 5 feet. But then there are oceanic. I'm not sure if there's any oceanic armored catfish, but there's things called hardhead catfish, which have a giant dermal like plate on their head. And they look like channel catfish, but they're silver, but their heads are like indestructible.
A little different, huh?
So
Like a pig's head.
and the catfish are one of the most distributed vertebrates naturally on the planet.
But
They
the
live
ocean?
in coral reefs. Oh yeah, there's thousands of species.
Really? There's saltwater catfish?
Thousands.
Why didn't I really know that?
I've just told you about our ironhead catfish and gaff top catfish. And,
I guess I wasn't making the connection they were in the ocean.
yeah,
Okay.
there's thousands of species of catfish.
I'm looking them up now. Ocean catfish.
So what I'm getting at is if 7 or 5 of the 7 biggest freshwater species are catfish, imagine the playing ground of the ocean.
Yeah, they could get pretty big, I'd imagine.
So, like I said, there's not really any evidence of an armored catfish living in the ocean, like the true armored catfish. But once again, the convergent evolution for one family of catfish did it.
Yeah. Why wouldn't
the oceanic catfish
version do it?
Because there's like gaff top catfish have really long, like flowy fins. They look like decorative fish.
Yeah.
and they're serrated and spined on these long fins, and they leak like a milk venom through their skin, poison. They're gross. It's
yummy.
You can go in the hospital really quick.
And it's the ocean. We've
the
only
ocean.
explored or tracked. I don't know. We've only explored what 3% of it.
Yeah, and there's 4 species or 4 genuses of armored catfish. Two separate groups. They are not related closely.
Yeah.
So for that convergent evolution thing, whales or catfish do that a lot.
So it could be done.
There's a lot of species of catfish.
The only thing I don't know about the side plate, pseudo fin, whatever they're saying. I guess it could be a catfish, but
So that's what I'm
don't know.
saying is those plates that people are seeing are
Right.
the armor plates, like a ripsaw catfish.
Right, yeah. But I just don't know I don't know. I mean, it could be. I just don't know if I subscribe to that.
Some people put out there that it's an extinct whale, like a Zegalodon or a Belismasaur, which are considered to be very, very primitive whales, much more crocodilian or snake-like, large teeth, and that maybe that they're being mistaken for this some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I can't see it personally.
Mm-hmm.
There's that the lumps are parts of this body. I can't get it. It's to me that some people think Belismasaurs may have had scoots.
Ooh.
So like crocodiles and alligators.
Right. They're scoots on their back.
That they basically convergent evolution because they were taking marine mosasaurs. They look like marine mosasaurs. They look like pliosaurs. They look like crocodilians. So maybe all those other animals developed bony plates in the skin. Maybe they did too. There's not a lot of evidence for that. That's kind of an old theory. We have a lot of primitive whale skeletons and fossils. Not a lot of that.
It would be wild if there was one that just had like crazy, just a freak, one freak whale.
I mean, there could be.
And very well.
Whales are also relatively new
Yeah.
when we talk about time scales.
Uh-huh.
That's one where a lot of people that really argue against evolution kind of point at whales.
Like where'd they come from?
Yeah. Because I think it
Dolphins.
was not Anomalocaris, but Andriocetus was a little wolf-like animal that had hoofs that they say whales came from
Oh, wow. Okay.
very quickly, like 50 million years.
That's pretty fast
From
moving.
like a fox-sized hoofed carnivore,
to the largest thing on the planet.
the largest thing ever.
Hmm.
The largest animal ever.
Quite the stretch, huh?
Mhm. There's always jokes like, I'm going to go search in the ocean for food, brother. Comes back,
I found some.
just talking. No, so, and then the one we've already been saying, Anomalocaris, or something from the Permian period, something ancient and stuff. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, too, what if, again, the coelacanth being that cryptid that they rediscovered, the ocean's so big and so vast, and we know these things. We have fossil evidence of them, this Anomalocaris creature. But it's hard for me to believe that, obviously everything goes extinct. 99.9% of all animals on Earth went extinct. But to think something from its lineage or line didn't still make it or survive, or
I was saying the Permian. It's not the Permian.
Cambrian is what you
The
said.
Cambrian. But I just said the Permian.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the Cambrian.
We knew what you meant at home, right, everybody?
I'm so sick, but
We knew what you're talking about.
like if the hate emails aren't true, they don't hurt my feelings. That one would have hurt my feelings.
Because it was true.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's hard to rule that out as being like, oh, it's not possible, or they're just all gone, so it couldn't be this. It's the ocean. We don't have anything, I don't know, pinned down, map. I don't know. We don't know
Very
nothing.
little.
We know nothing. We know more about space than the ocean, and we don't know nothing about space, which is wild to me. Why aren't we exploring it more? And because it's expensive too, but
Yeah, you took words out of my mouth. Because it costs a lot, and it's a lot
Yeah.
more dangerous. Keep in mind, it is a lot more dangerous than space travel.
which is wild. I don't know. It's just like a reflection on life itself. It's real easy for you to go out and judge other people or explore other people or give other people advice or do anything for other people. But when you have to turn internally and search through yourself, we don't do it, just like the ocean. But we'll go out into space and, space exploration. And, we'll take pictures of these planets from these probes we're sending millions of light years away and sending them back to Earth like it's possible.
Just so you know. And there's a little bit of argument on the time scale of this and stuff like that. It looks like the Cambrian. Okay, so keep my coelacanths.
Yeah.
67, 65 million years ago.
Uh-huh.
Last time they appeared was during, right before the mass extinction of the dinosaurs.
Okay.
These guys supposedly went extinct 500 million years ago.
Okay. 67,500,000. Who knows anymore? What's the difference anymore? Because again, we don't know where the fossil record even can be turned upside down.
Nope.
They found I seen a video where they were turning over these rocks on top of this mountain. There's the seashells, clams and seashells under it. So what's that mean? Was that mountain underwater at some point? Obviously, but I'm saying, was it below sea level and then pushed up, or was the water actually that high at one point? Did the Earth flood and cover everything? So it's hard to place things in a timeline for me, especially in the ocean, because we don't even know when the ocean's been turned over on its head. Maybe some of that older stuff was a lot more recent than we thought, but it got turned over and buried from some unforeseen mega earthquake. Who knows? I don't know. But you can't rule anything out, especially in the ocean.
It's the ocean.
It's the ocean. I don't know. I do wish we were I don't know. There's a lot I wish as humanity we were doing more, like exploring the planet, exploring the ocean, exploring just the better things for humanity rather than war and destruction and building new coastline property buildings for all of us.
Maybe we'll do an episode of. There's some conspiracies around because NASA did a lot of research into the deep ocean, right?
Yeah.
They stopped like all of a sudden.
Didn't they find something?
There's a lot of conspiracies around it that they. I just seen strangeology. Somebody was just talking about this. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was talking about the giant deep ocean mat of organic life.
Yes.
That some people think's fish, some people think shrimp, and all this.
Right.
Well, there's an idea going around too that it's like a gigantic cyanophore.
Okay.
Like a cyanophore that's thousands of miles long sometimes, or hundreds of miles long.
Yeah.
And it's just feeding on everything dead on the ocean like a death blanket, just a giant scavenger. But if it comes too shallow, it like causes a death event because it's just one giant stinging thing.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So if it gets into shallow waters or whatever,
Everything
is dead.
touches it. Yeah.
So they were talking about that, but maybe there's conspiracies they ran into something like that and they didn't want to lead it back to the surface. There's a creepypasta called "We Didn't Know How," or "The Ocean's Way Deeper Than We Thought." That's about that same thing where the false bottoms, because there are false bottoms.
Yeah. I just seen a video on it like 2 days ago. It's weird.
And it's called super saline like striations. So or even temperature barriers cause this, where like some of these deep canyons will be producing heat from volcanic activity, thermal vents, all that. But the ocean above them is still like 5 or 6 miles deep, so that's cold. So there's this thermocline boundary, where sediment will ride. And if you're just like, if you could walk down there, it would just look like dirt on the bottom. And you could pump through it. They did that in the Meg movies. They talked about the thermocline.
Nice.
Where it's like in their capsules of life. So wrapping that back, if these are like little time capsules, not saying an actual Anomalocaris, but that lineage of animal
Right.
could exist in these like time capsules. And I'm a big believer that we talked about the one under I think Arabia, the largest lake in the world is thousands of feet below the earth. Like it's an underground lake that they went into one time and then they stopped all research with.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. That needs looked into.
Well, I think that there are these spots that are just time capsules, snapshots, and life is competitive with life.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, if you
I'm sick and rambling.
If you got a body plan that works and it's effective, and there's no need in environmental change or reason to change it, and you're left undisturbed from humans for ever, let's just put it that way, you might stick around. So I think we're the cause for most extinctions now.
Yeah. All right. I've been the great and sick mystery.
And I've been Jay.
Why don't you go ahead and hit that dark blue button?
You sure? Is that the right one?
No.
This one?
Yeah, I think it is.
Sound right?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, guys. Thank you for listening to Cryptids the Corn podcast. Remember, the best way to support the show is share it with a friend. But if you are craving more of the J clones
and more from Mr. E,
there's always extra content on Patreon
and our paid member space on cryptidsofthecorn.com.
We'll catch you next time with more exciting, fun, and informative information. Bye.